You've read The Great Gatsby, but what if you could experience it for yourself? Today, we're at the mansion at Glen Cove on the iconic Gold Coast of Long Island. With 55 acres of land, a salt cave spa, and fine dining, we're here to get the full Gatsby experience. A Connecticut woman arrested in Washington as police and National Guard stand at the ready. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alexis Speciale. Tonight, America is on alert 3 days before the inauguration. The restored vintage trains feature 8 cars that ran the lettered lines during the 1930s through the 1970s. And when they're not in use during the holiday season, they're on display at the New York Transit Museum. We're here with the one and only Eli Manning. We're going to ask him a few questions about pickleball.
Hi, I'm Michael Kay, the host of the afternoon show, along with Don LaGreca and Peter Rosenberg.
Peter Rosenberg here of the Michael Kay Show.
I went through a vocal cord paralysis in 2011. And Dr. Zeitel's helped fix me.
We're here at the Feast of San Gennaro in Little Italy. You see behind me, people from across the city and around the world come here to take part in this massive celebration of Italian culture. They're expecting nearly 2 million people over the course of the 11-day feast to come take part. Good evening, I'm Alexis Speciale, and here's a look at your top headlines. It's meant to be really easy for customers. You come pick out your favorite toy, purchase it at the register, and then put it into the donation box, where then it goes into the hands of a local child. And for those shopping for kitchen cabinets themselves, it may be best to get those orders in sooner rather than later, because Mariki Kitchen says those prices could keep going way up. So Margarita, tell me a little bit about the treatment we're going to be seeing today.
Okay, today we're going over for the body chocolate scrub.
So we just saw the chocolate scrub. Now tell me about the chocolate rub. What makes it different? How does that work? The toddler playground is open for play, and you can see many people taking advantage of that. But it's this playground that was the site of the fire that remains closed. And while some residents have managed to gain access, there's still many questions left unanswered. Amanda, I'm here in front of that parking garage on Erskine Place where that driver was eventually arrested by police officers, but not before an intense chase down, all caught on video that you need to see to believe. Francis says typically when a package is delivered, the worker opens the unlocked gate and leaves the package either in the mailbox or in front of the door. But that wasn't the case with this worker. You're going to want to mark your calendar, because if the next time you go to undock one of these is after January 5th, you will be paying more by the minute. This is what the price hikes will look like. What does this Lambert Houses project aim to accomplish? What is it that you want people to know in this?
The Bronx has a higher rate of mortality than other boroughs in New York City. Why is that, and how are your efforts helping change that?
What is your why?
Never burnt out. If you love something like what you're doing, do it for life, honey.
The workers here tell me that this is what you have to do. You have to soften up the snow, shovel it up, and get it out of the way. And then after they're done shoveling, they come through with these scrapers here to make sure that there's no black ice on the walkways. I also had the chance to ride along in a parks truck to check the status of the walkways throughout the park. This is what it looked like earlier. The city is urging people to stay at home during the winter weather, and some people getting a head start on those stay-at-home mornings and avoiding the crowds here altogether by instead opting to place delivery orders. This might look like your average van, but when you step in, you realize there's a lot more happening inside. Come take a look. One New York City athlete is going for gold at this year's Olympics. Bronx native Salif Maneh crushed his competitors at this year's track and field finals. And now he's hoping to keep that momentum as he heads to Paris.
A couple weeks ago, jumped his first 17.
It's a hop, step, and one giant leap for Salif Maneh.
Here today, the 22-year-old.
The length of nearly 13 refrigerators. The 17.52-meter triple jump is what it took for Maneh to secure his spot in the 2024 Olympics.
I felt amazing. It was an honor to be able to represent my school, my family, the Bronx, everyone.
This qualifying jump was Maneh's personal best, more than 57.5 feet, beating his competitors by nearly 2 feet and making him the best triple jumper in the country.
On my last jump, I just had to let it all out. I had to really show them that I'm really from the Bronx.
The South Bronx native grew up in a Senegalese household and says it's the support of his immigrant parents that inspires him. The Muslim athlete says part of his pre-game ritual is praying and listening to voice memos from his father, who died from COVID during the height of the pandemic.
He was my #1 fan, and he's the first person I ever show my medals to every time I attained one.
Maneh's father worked as a dishwasher at a Rockefeller Center restaurant, and his mother is a hair braider in the Bronx.
It's very tough seeing parents struggle the way that they do and still be able to put food on the table.
Maneh says despite their struggles, they always supported his athletic goals.
Left arm, get the left arm back. Keep the speed.
Fairleigh Dickinson University track and field assistant coach Leroy Solomon
spotted Mane when he was just 14 years old at the Bronx High School for Medical Science.
I saw this little skinny kid with nothing but legs. His body was so small, I was like, that's an athlete.
And I just started jumping.
And he's been jumping ever since, following Solomon to FDU, where Mane now has the most titles in the school's history. He graduated in May with a degree in civil engineering.
How many? 2 on each side?
Mane and Solomon have now been training together for 8 years.
I never talk distance. We never talk place, because I know if he jumps the best he can, the distance is going to be there, and along with the distance is going to be the place.
The distance could win Mane an Olympic medal, but for the 22-year-old Bronx native, it's a feat and a leap bigger than just himself.
And all the immigrants out there is just, like I said, just be patient, put in the work, and I promise you your work will definitely show.
Fairleigh Dickinson triple jumper put on a show today.
Alexa Speciale, New York 1.